Hello, my name is Nina LeBlanc Moore, and I'm an educator of 20 years. Although it's been 20 years, it seems like only yesterday that I began my journey. And I can remember all of the people and experiences that have shaped me into the educator that I have become. It has been fast, sometimes furious, but amazing. And I would like to share with you a few highlights of my career as I remember the past and prepare for the future. Join me. Upon graduating from Baylor University, I began my career in education as an 8th grade English teacher. From that experience, I learned about working with others, cultural awareness, and the challenge of meeting students' individual needs, as varying as they can be. After 4 years in the classroom and serving as the GT Campus Coordinator, I received my first promotion as the Campus Instructional Specialist. What did I learn from this experience? I learned patience. I learned not to take things personally, about extra long hours, hard work, and getting the job done with a positive attitude. Most importantly, I truly learned about teamwork, about a group of people working together to accomplish a goal. When I think back to this time, I think about the book, The Power of Many by Meg Whitman. Meg shared that everyone within the organization must ask the question, what is the right thing to do? Values matter. Trust matters. Meg was taught as a child to have a bias for action, which is the willingness to do whatever it takes and a never give up attitude, paired with skills and techniques rooted in values and a fixation on delivering results. And like Meg pointed out, I too always work hard to model and live the behaviors I want to see in the organization. As a leader, it is our job to create an organization that is positive, supportive, and where accountability and results matter. That was my goal then, and it is my goal now. In the year 2000, my journey took me to Hillsborough ISD, where I served as the assistant principal of the primary school, then the principal of the elementary school, and finally, I was appointed the principal of Hillsborough High School. And oh, the lessons I learned. I learned more while at Franklin Primary than I could have ever imagined, and I still use those lessons learned to this day. I learned that even though I was an administrator on the campus, I was still a learner, as I learned something new about elementary education from the veteran teachers. I quickly realized that a title does not compare to experience. It was my turn to lead collaborative efforts and handle team dynamics. It was also my first exposure to school politics as I entered the high school. I joined the Rotary Club, made trips to Austin with concerned citizens, and learned to balance politics with equity and fairness while enforcing policies and expectations. 2 books come to mind when I think about my experiences in Hillsborough ISD. The first is Good to Great, and the other is The Speed of Trust. In Good to Great, Jim Collins tells his readers, in order to transform an organization, you must have disciplined people, disciplined thoughts, and disciplined actions. You must also have the right people on the bus, and those individuals must be in the right seat. Then you can decide where to drive the bus. I read this book for the first time while in Hillsborough, and these statements helped me during tough conversations with employees who were on the wrong bus. I knew that no matter how much I liked an individual, if that person was not supposed to be on the bus, it would hinder progress. The faculty and members at Franklin and Hillsborough Elementary had a hedgehog concept without even knowing it. They made up their minds to be the best at literacy than anyone else in the area and learned literacy with a passion, and student performance excelled in all core subject areas. In The Speed of Trust, Stephen M.R. Covey shares that leadership is about getting results in a way that builds trust. Everyone was held accountable for student results and learning from the top down. Teachers expected other teachers to give their best and to be responsible for their actions that affected the entire campus. The level of expectancy worked because of the level of trust. In 2006, I returned to Waco ISD, where I served as the District Content Specialist, the Principal of Tennyson Middle School, and finally, the Principal of J.H. Hines Elementary. The move from Tennyson to J.H. Hines was a huge shift in clientele and climate. The 7 years back in Waco ISD taught me about leading systemic change, about holding all stakeholders accountable, crucial conversations, tough love, and how to stand firm no matter the circumstances. The most important lesson I learned was how to fight for what is right and how to advocate for my students and staff while keeping students first. Whether I was on the radio, in the newspaper, or at a community forum, it was my job to speak for those whose voices were silenced or unheard. It was my job and my personal desire to bring hope to a group of students who had lost their way. During my tenure at J.H. Hines, I read the book Drive by Daniel Pink and used what I learned from the book to guide my decisions and interactions with the staff. As stated by Pink, the staff honestly desired autonomy, mastery, and to know that what they were doing every day would make a difference. This is what gave us all hope in a difficult situation. We understood and wanted accountability for our decisions and actions, and I quickly recognized that the staff at J.H. Hines was not there for money or simply to work, but they deeply wanted to make a difference and give hope to the students. That was their drive. I have been equipped to do the wonderful work that I have done because it has always been my desire to never stop learning. Baylor, Tarleton State, and the University of Mary Hardin Baylor have given me the knowledge and tools that I have needed to effectively and successfully run my race. The readings, research, projects, conversations, and simply listening to others have helped me to grow and stretch my thinking and ideas. I have even changed some of my practices because of the ideas that others have shared. I know that I am a better educator and will continue to grow as I continue to learn. However, my time at UMHB has been the most influential time and experience, and the lessons I have learned, as well as the relationships that I have formed, have made me not only a better educator, but a better person. The research project has given me new insights and ideas about educating students. The suggestions and pointers from my cohort members have influenced my leadership. The 16 Lead Read books proved once again that I really can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It seemed an impossible task, but ended up a worthwhile, mind-changing experience that I would do all over again. I dove into each book with a desire to learn something I could use, and the information that I learned helped me through my journey at J.H. Hines. Hines was one of my hardest assignments, but just when I thought I had a problem with no answer in sight, I would turn a page and find help. The Lead Read books were my support, and I am thankful for the experience. During the Summer Institute, I learned more about my cohort members than I could have sitting in a classroom. It was eye-opening, and I gained a great deal of respect for their passion, love of life, and concern for others. Academically, it was good to hear from the nation's education leaders and to learn about the education system in other countries. I now have a greater desire to work for change, to improve our system, and to find a balance for accountability. I would say a fire was sparked. I say thank you to my cohort members. I hope that I have inspired you as much as you have inspired me. To my professors, thank you for your kindness, patience, wisdom, and knowledge, and for welcoming me back. Just as I promised, I returned, and I thank you for remembering me. To my family, I thank God for each of you. To my mom, who has taken care of me my entire life, and especially these last 3 years, I thank you. And to my dear son, who gave up playtime to let me study, I love you, and this is all for you. Well, there was a look at my journey, and as I think back on all of the experiences and the changes that I've made along the way, I'm reminded of that precious hymn, Amazing Grace, that simply says, "Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see." Thank you.